out.
We're
I
live.
already know.
We're
I'm
live.
calling it out. Oh, we're live. All right, here we go.
All right. We're live now. Everyone needs to hear this.
That's a good way to set it up. What's up, everyone? How are we doing tonight?
Talking about expensive cologne or buying shares.
Not quite sure what people heard, so we're just gonna go with this.
Don't worry about none of that. How's everybody doing? Welcome to another one. Brendan sprung one on us
Darren
right
Wendell
there.
in here.
Yeah, we got.
What'd you say?
Wendell, you haven't noticed?
Oh, yes.
How's it going, you fishing freaks? I'm excited. I recognize a lot of these names over here, which is exciting.
Yeah, we got the gang out. The gang stays with us. Shout out to everyone in here early already. There's my guy, little Tommy. I guess we'll get the little roll call going.
Nice.
What time is
Scott?
it? Yeah, we got everybody.
Yeah. I think we're actually on time with this one too, kind of.
Frank?
What is on time?
Yeah, the stream kind of. A little bit.
Got it.
9:30 usually. 9:35.
9:35. No, we're super late.
Oh, we are. I didn't even know.
We're not on time at all.
Oh man.
It's all right.
They missed the conversation in the green room where you can earn points at your business to buy fishing stuff. I'm calling you out.
Yeah, so okay. So this is the little story of what happened here. So we got at my job, I got work points, and with these work points, I kind of forgot you could get Bass Pro Shop gift cards, and instead of getting Bass Pro Shop gift cards, I got nice cologne. So
and a chair.
Kind of laughing about that.
And a chair.
And this sick chair.
How does someone forget that you could earn Bass Pro Shop gift cards?
Honestly, did I get the chair before I started fishing?
Oh,
I think so. This chair is old. It's like, and this sounds crazy. I started fishing again. I started fishing again for real during COVID.
Okay. Got it. I was wondering what fishing meant.
Yeah.
COVID time.
I never really stopped, but I did the I'm high school, I'm cool. And then after high school, it was I'm gonna hang out in college and drink and still try to be cool. And then I got stuck in the house for 6 months straight. And I was like, yeah, I can only play so much Call of Duty. So
yeah, because that's a gamer chair that you earned over there.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Was I was just I need something comfortable to sit in, and I had these work points sitting, so I just kind of use that. But yeah,
nice.
So we're all dying because we live in the land of the frozen chosen right now.
Yes,
so it is. Yeah. What do you do during this time when you're frozen over? Everyone's like, we all sit around on.
I binge watch stuff.
Yeah, and start binge watching. Do you do you create, Brendan? Do you go to town
well, Brendan can fish.
Baits?
Brendan can fish. Brendan's in Alabama.
Oh, I'm in South Georgia. I can fish top water all around.
Alabama. Holy smoke. South Georgia. My bad, Brendan. I knew that.
Oh man.
I wondered this.
Do you get it wrong? Y'all get it wrong. I mean, I guess I just don't live I just live everywhere apparently. I don't know.
Yeah. I was confused for a second because Brendan,
I'm in New Jersey.
Okay, yes. I know that.
My point, all right. Mm-hmm. That guy is in it's kind of hard.
Takes a minute.
Yeah, that guy is in South Georgia. Mm-hmm. And Wendell, you're in
the Caribbean of the Midwest, Canton, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have relatives there.
Damn. Hey, next time you're up here, let me know. I'll take you fishing. Yeah, I was wondering because you told me you were coming back from the lake. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
I was talking to Brendan earlier this week because I'm gonna have him on the show. And we're gonna talk about bait making. It's gonna be sweet. So hey, I need you to send me a thumbnail. I was like, oh, sorry, I'm gonna get to you and come back from the lake. I'm like, you ice fishing? What's going on? I didn't realize.
Not that far. You're only 7.5 hours, 7 hours away.
Oh, that's it? I didn't realize it was that close.
Bad to get to Darren. All right.
That is not bad.
Yeah. That's not bad. My thing is this: if I can drive to you and fish in the same day, it's not that bad.
All right. I like your outlook on life.
Because you know what I mean? Because driving down to Gunnersville, there was no fishing. It was drive there, get there, go to sleep.
Well, yeah, because
that was terrible. I mean, it wasn't terrible because getting down there, I was so excited to be down there. But excuse me, but
I agree. It would have been nice to get in the water and not get dark at 6 p.m. It's like if I could go down there in the summer when it gets dark at like 9, like that'd be sweet.
Yeah,
I'd leave at 3 a.m. to do that.
Exactly. That's what I mean. But like, yeah, my drive was like 15 hours. Okay. So I woke up, got in the car, got out of the car, hung out for an hour and a half, and went to sleep.
That was Thursday, and you woke up Friday to pre-fishing? Yeah, I did the exact same thing, man.
And then it was like, all right. But like that means I could, if I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, bro.
Yeah.
I'm at you about like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Come on down.
Yeah, it's fine for me.
Everybody, come on over to Canton, Ohio.
One meal in the car. I mean, that's one stop.
There you go.
One stop. That's the way I look at that. That's one good stop. I get on the road, drive for 3-4 hours, take one good stop, eat, chill, get back on the road. We'll be there. That's a breeze.
Well, if you come on down there, I'll put you on the juice.
All right.
Got him dialed in. I'll take you along my milk route.
Pat, if you're watching, I just signed you up for something else.
Who? What?
My boy Pat. You met Pat down there. That was like my guy that was with me, but that's my ride mate. He pretty much I'm gonna drag him along.
There it is.
That's my boy, so drag him around. He's probably listening, but
he's somewhere.
So do you get into, like, you're a content creator, like kind of both of you. What do you get into whenever, like, okay, I can't be out in the water all the time? What are you doing? I'm
not good. So I actually just wrote.
He looks at 6 Sense baits. That's what he does.
I know you're the unboxing 6. Are you like sponsoring you or something, man? You're like, that's your videos.
I actually just wrote some things down here.
Ooh, breaking out the script.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to like expand on my content. So like, just like, I don't want to like. I think it's weird. Like I don't really want to teach to a certain extent. I don't want to tell people do this because I feel as though like I don't have enough credibility yet. You know, once I have some credibility, then I feel like it'll be a little bit different. And I just feel like too many people do it. Like other people have that lane. Debo, you know, I follow like a bunch of guys like this other kid, Nathan Quince. I don't know if you guys follow him. He's pretty cool. He has good content. Excuse me, I'm drinking a soda. But yeah, a lot of guys are just like, oh, do this, fish this, do this, fish this. I just don't really want to do that. I want to say, hey, this is if this is what I'm doing. Here's the success I'm having. If you want to know what I'm using, I'm going to try to do a better job at like disclosing that in the video and say, hey, I'm using this. But like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do like a mistake video. I think the only how-to video I'm gonna do is a bait caster. Because I've been fishing a bait caster since I was like 6 years old. Okay. So that's the only thing that I feel as though that I could say, yes, I've mastered that.
Interesting. Essentially, you're still teaching though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't want to do like how-to videos, essentially.
All right. Hey,
I mean, I do, but I don't.
Well, tell me why you don't and why you do. I'm curious.
I don't want to do them yet. Just because I feel like as though I don't have the credibility yet. I don't know that I've only been like.
But how do you build credibility?
I feel like in my book, you got to win something. Like that's why I do my tournament success now, and that's why I like put my tournaments on here is because then it's like, if I have like a year and I win AOI, okay, well then I have something to stand on, and I can say, well, I beat, you know, my kayak club, and I know there's at least 6 or 7, 8 guys that are damn good fishermen. So, you know, if I win that, then I feel then I have a leg to stand on and say, okay, hey guys, I beat these guys. Now I can say that I kind of sort of know what I'm doing. But I feel like people just jump on the internet and just say, oh, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, use this. It's like, respectfully, who are you? What have you done? How much money have you put in the boat? You know, are you fishing in a private pond and doing those things? Are you fishing highly pressured public waters and doing those things? You know, are you fishing different bodies of water? Are you fishing the same lake you've been fishing for 10 years? You know, that your dad put you onto the honey holes or whatever. I'm not throwing shots. I'm just saying, it's sometimes I just want to make real authentic content. That's where I'm at.
Hey, nah, respect. You gotta love what you do and want to do what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, on the
Nothing
flip
against
side of the
nothing.
coin, I haven't fished a tournament in 3 years starting my channel.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't beating anybody.
Yeah.
Right? So it can be done. Here's what I love to. Here's how I looked at it, and I think it's just your point of view. You get your point of view, and you're like, this is just how I want to do it, and that's totally fine. For me, I can only speak for me. Like the journey of teaching,
Mm-hmm.
I have moved the most yardage in my skill ability, honing the craft of fishing when I taught it.
Okay.
Because it forced me every single video to do massive research, right? I had a basis for what I knew, but I did hours of research per video. And because of that, that's what made me a better angler.
Okay.
Because if you're going to teach something, especially fishing on YouTube, you better have your facts straight because the world is going to let you know.
Yes.
Go check you.
Right?
That's right.
And what I have found along the way is that people will they'll watch your video like that's right where I am at, right where Darren is at in his journey, and they'll just kind of hop on the train and they'll just follow with you, go along with you.
That aspect.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe a different point of view. I just know that for me,
like that.
The last 3 years have been sick and crazy.
Yeah.
When
you do a lot of teaching.
Yeah, because I do a lot of research.
Yeah.
And so, and also it's my point of view from what like YouTube is. YouTube is the second largest search engine, owned by the largest search engine, and people are typically looking to solve a problem, right? And so I think of the questions people are asking, and then I'm like, okay, I'll create a video on that. And I don't care if it goes viral or if it's evergreen and it's so niche. I happen to be doing it along my journey. I might as well video it. I don't know. That's me.
Yeah.
Like that.
It makes sense.
Makes sense.
The only thing I see a lot of people doing is people saying, oh yeah, you got to throw this in this condition and this in this condition. And then you can't really do that with bass fishing. There's like some people like doing that kind of thing. They're like, this is probably the best bait for this condition. But in reality, all fish are different. All fish in different bodies of water are different. That's like where I draw the line, I should say, on teaching. Because like I can show you how to rig a worm, but I'm not going to tell you fish this in this condition, fish that in that condition, or whatever like that. I can tell you what I would fish in those conditions, but you can't be so black and white. I should say, some people, but that's just me.
That makes sense.
That's where I would draw the line for teaching. Like if I was to start a channel.
That's like my dad says that all the time.
Like,
I'll tell him, I talk to him about like YouTube and all the stuff that that I'm into, and he's like, I don't understand how you guys just tell each other what to fish. You gotta let the fish tell you what to fish.
Yeah.
I don't listen to none of y'all. I'm listening to damn fish. I ain't catching y'all. I'm catching the damn fish.
Someone Gator Adventures. I'm curious what you meant by this. He said famous last words for me. I'm curious if you could fill in a little bit more of the context there. I'm just curious.
Oh, I think he's saying when you were saying I can only speak for me.
Why is that famous? Why is that famous last words? I'm not following.
I don't know.
Oh well. Hey, I'm not trying to call him out. I'm just curious on what he meant, so I can maybe go a little bit deeper for him there. Yeah, it's interesting, and along the way, holy crap! I mean, you dial in, hone your skill, and here's how I see like YouTube. My long videos, right, are gonna be my teaching videos. My shorts are gonna prove that my long form catch fish. Right, that's how that's kind of how I build my channel. Right, so someone, when I first started out, people were like, "Oh, you hack! Oh, don't listen to this guy." All that's gone. Like that stopped at like 10,000 subs.
Yeah.
And now where I'm at, I haven't heard that in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Because I'm posting so much of the short form, proving the long form is true.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else have I done here?
I mean, I like that right there. Like, especially if you're like, some people just scroll through shorts, YouTube shorts or TikTok or Instagram reels and stuff like that. You have so many people flowing through there. And if you're
Yeah.
constantly posting like reels, like, dude, I've seen your reels a couple of times. And, of course I'm going to stick around to them because I'm a fisherman. I'm going to watch them, like
What do you catch?
it grabs people's attention, And if I
Right.
have never seen your channel, I'd probably check it out because I like fishing. Like, that's just me. Unless you're holding a spinning rod.
Yeah.
Messing with you there, but
So half of it right there and stuff you wouldn't watch. Half of it is with the wacky rig.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Gator, he replied, and I appreciate this. YouTubers always
Yes.
say, for me, that takes the pressure off. That's
Mhm.
not the way, but worked for them. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, some
Definitely.
things I say definitively. Some things are kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like black and blue and
Yeah,
dark
then
water.
black and-
I mean, that's like
Yeah.
that's a given for the most part. I guess you could say.
I've been
Yes,
getting
definitely.
into some. I try to do something every winter, right? Because I'm getting ready, and I started my podcast last October. So I'm like going in. I got to do something, right? I'm not on the water. I can't do on the water videos all the time. I still do videos, but I dial back the cadence. I'm like, what's something that I want to learn that's different? And so I'm getting into bait making, and that is a deep, dark rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Deep, expensive, dark rabbit hole.
Yeah. It's kind of nuts.
It's
And-
kind of nuts. That's why I'm trying to stay away from it.
Once you buy like one mold, and
I can't.
I
I can't.
can show you this.
I'm not
dude,
doing it.
These
it's
are
kind of wild.
full of soft plastic baits that I've made just in the past like 3 weeks. Yeah, and these are just all from remelts.
Those
That's
are just
a
like
lot.
Senkos and like
These are just I mean, oh my god, here.
like the video, like your video where you see your worms and stuff like that. Yeah.
I pack them in salt. So this is a wacky mold that I got off Facebook Marketplace. I couldn't even tell you what it is because the guy didn't know what it was when he sold it to me. I was like, but I took it in my hot tub. And because when I do remelts, a lot of my remelts are the Yamamoto's. And so they have a lot of salt content anyways. And when I mix that soft plastic up, once you melt it down to like 340, 350, if you put the fork or something at the bottom of that bowl, you can just feel the salt and everything down there.
Yeah.
And so I put this in, people love the Senkos because of the flutter on the fall, right? These things are real sick with that flutter on the fall because they're not as thick. So these are nice.
Do they have nubs on the end?
They do.
Is that a BTS mold?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
And so it's got the clitellum right here in the middle, and then on the ends there's like a little
it's a little bulbous on the end.
Yeah. Those are nice.
And that's what catches water, and it makes this flutter all the way down.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to throw this. I haven't thrown it yet, but
yeah, that looks good right there.
And then my daughters helped me make these. Of course, beaver style.
Yes, sir.
They helped me mix that color up. And so looking forward to throwing those bad boys. What else?
Really natural right there.
Fly Fox is in the house.
Got the frog.
Oh yeah.
The classic. These are all classic Do It Essential series. Which is
Mm-hmm.
nice. They're the cheap aluminum cast $50 to $48 molds. And the beauty of that, I actually got a video coming out soon where you can turn that mold into $100 mold with a simple hack. So I'm not going to give away the juice on that. But it's coming. What else we got? Of course,
I'll stay tuned for that then.
There's a question for you, Darren.
What we got?
Did you use
Did I use my own bait? No. I was not making baits at that time.
So you kind of just started over the winter, I just
started I got a Christmas gift. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get into this, and so
so you just got into it.
Just got into it. I mean, I probably see. I keep all my ripped and torn baits all throughout the summer. It's like, I am going to do this, and these things are, Senko worms are 80 cents a pop, right?
Yeah.
And so I got to keep all this great plastic and this great salt. The mixture's already there. And I also was real heavily into the Yamatanukis this past summer. And those are really heavy, soft plastics. And so that's a lot of plastic there. It's like, I don't want to waste all this. And so I took it all. And I actually made, out of just my broken baits, 104 remelts. So I probably made $100 worth of lures just by keeping those
Yeah.
around, throw it in the microwave, press them into a mold, and boom, I got my Senko back. You know,
Yeah.
Exactly.
so I was pretty excited about that. And then I have a source for a bunch of remelts. And so I can make hundreds and hundreds of Senkos, which is great because I actually go through hundreds and hundreds. I probably go through 400 to 500 Senkos a season.
Yeah.
And 80 cents a pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
So you're getting your money's back with them,
I am.
which is awesome.
And I got, of course, black and blue. I like straight black. And so you just put a little black dye in it and throw all your
You're
excess
kind of
out.
answering the question you got here. So it says, when you remedy old baits, do you not really have control over the color? Like remelt, about the same thing, Mike.
Yeah, typically you sort before you do this. And so if you
Yeah.
have a bunch of white baits, I mean, you're not going to get white, but you can buy white dyes and pearl dyes to put in there. So you do have control, but it's not like ultimate control with plastisol, right?
Yeah.
So it's nice. I just did a video on this called, what's it called? Most people don't know that you can remelt your old baits into new. And if you have like a Senko or something you use often, like a lot, it'd probably benefit you to go buy that Do It mold for $48, buy a injector for $90, and just make a ton of them.
I was thinking about that. That's the only thing I would think I would get into bait making is just for Senkos, and then maybe do like beavers and craws.
Yeah.
And just literally make those 3, and then just like you did in that video, because I watched that video, and I was just like, dang, that makes so much sense right there. Because like I literally did it the other day. There's a pile, like I had a handful of plastic, and I literally was just like, and I just threw it out.
No.
Whoa, why'd you throw it out?
No.
It was sitting in my car for too long. I was just like, I'm over it.
Man, you put it in a freezer bag, and when I see you,
yeah. So these are all my
down. I was just like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I threw it out.
What'd someone just say?
Oh, Tyler's
I'm a huge
in here.
straight black fan. Very underrated. 1000%.
There you go, Bobby.
Yes.
Straight black.
Black
and
is
the
amazing.
easiest. Like you can always make straight black. So I'll make hundreds of those. This is probably only like 30
do
or
you
40.
ever get a crusty bite towards the end?
Crusty bite towards the end.
Were you guys talking about
Crusty bit?
What are you talking about?
Elaborate.
Please elaborate.
Yeah, please.
We got Tyler in here.
Tyler's in the house. Tyler?
Long time no see.
Yeah, how you doing, brother? He's cold too. He's over in Colorado. He been had ice.
Ooh.
Yeah,
it's cold. Sorry, bit. He said, yeah, do you get the last bit?
Oh. So what's the question now? Do you get
a crusty bit at the end?
You get a crusty bit towards the end.
I don't even know what that means. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so it's probably because he's got like it's probably because he has like a ball of salt at the end that maybe sank down your mold.
He's saying like the salt. Does your salt build up and give you like a crusty?
Oh no,
it doesn't. Is that what it is?
So I pack all of my soft plastics in salt. One, because I have a ton of salt in my house because I'm like a part prepper, and I got a ton of it and I don't want to go buy worm oil. And so I just pack everything in salt, and it keeps it nice. And to be honest with you, sometimes the remelts, I've been touching them. They have like a remelt smell to them. Yeah. And so it's my hope that the salt will absorb as it's packed and kind of take some of that away. Because obviously when you throw this in the water, all the salt disappears except for the salt that's inside of it. So check this out. This is the mold I got Facebook market. There's salt going all over my computer.
Oh yeah, I see it. It's going everywhere.
Chatterbait trailer.
Yeah.
I am pumped to throw that bad boy. A lot of action there.
That's great.
So yeah, I've been having a ton of fun. The problem is I'm spending a ton of money on bait molds because aluminum CNC milled molds like twice as expensive as the aluminum cast.
Definitely. They're extremely expensive.
You get some of those, like if you get a creature mold that has like 6 or 7 like those things can be like $500,000.
Yeah, they're kind of wild. And then you think about the companies, like the big companies like Zoom, where they've got 100 worms in one mold. Yeah, which you're talking like $20,000, $30,000 for a mold.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's crazy.
It's kind of wild.
I've had people, hey,
imagine the pour for that.
Oh, it's all like machinery. That type
Yeah,
of way.
yeah, that's crazy. It's like how much plastic are they?
It's super cool how it's done.
That'd be a fun video.
super fun
Go
to
to like a
watch it.
place where this is done, if they allow you, and like to show the process
Yeah.
of how all this stuff is, how you make 1,000 baits at
Zoom
once.
Factory's like an hour from me, so I could go there. It'd be
There you
pretty
go.
cool.
Oh.
If they'd let me.
I'd like to get a good open pour drop shot mold and a Helgramite.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Do they make a
machinists ain't cheap. Andy, I like that. My dad's a machinist growing up, and so yeah, that those machines aren't cheap either. They're looking like $1 million for one of those CNC machines.
Yeah.
They have it at doing molds though.
Have what?
The Senko mold, like the actual.
Yeah,
it's the exact one.
Senko mold.
It's the
There's actually if you get that mold, it's actually like a disclaimer on it. Basically, they patented Senko back in whatever 1992, and so you can't like resell them, and call them a Senko. It's very it's very clear when you get that mold.
Well, that's interesting.
You're not going to make the same formula. I mean, like obviously you can do what you're doing and melt down old Senkos, but like getting that same formula, that's going to be the tough part.
It's out there.
It is.
Guys and girls have dialed this in, man. You just go you have to find it in the forums, and you'll see the recipes, and it's close enough, right, to get that fall rate that's in the Senko. Just obviously don't try to resell it, because I've heard that they have one of the gnarliest not the word I'm looking for, like law teams, like teams of enforcers essentially that will come after you. They protect their brand. Let's put it that way.
I can get them for low.
Yeah. I know someone that was making the chatterbait, or making a chatterbait from home with a direct connection, and they went after him.
Yeah, they did. So, what happened?
Yeah.
Just cease and desist type of thing?
Yeah, he just got some emails, and he had to
go stop. Hey, stop. Yeah.
I've heard people who got around that. They'll sell the jig and then sell the chatterbait, but it won't be together.
Yeah,
and that's how they get around it. So when you get it, you have to put it together, and then it's legal.
Yeah. It's so silly.
It is. Just
it's so
the workarounds on that stuff is crazy.
Definitely.
I mean, well, now they got the Evo, so you're good.
I haven't tried it yet.
Me neither. I mean, I saw a video on it today that kind of like sparked my interest, and I was like, okay. Maybe.
What is the differentiating factor from that bladed jig to everything else out there?
The hook bend is a little bit different. Apparently, Brendan, I think you fished it, right?
Mm-hmm. I've put in some time with it.
So I'll let you take the lead on that thing. Go ahead, brother.
It doesn't hunt like the jackhammer, and it doesn't thump as hard, and it doesn't hit the head as hard. So those are the only things, the big thing. And you also had to cut off the keeper for me anyway. I don't like the keeper on it, so I cut it off. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not a jackhammer replacement. It is a good quality chatterbait. Like if you've only fished the originals and you want to step it up a little bit, the Evo is definitely better. It starts up actually faster than the jackhammer. Like sometimes some of my older jackhammers that have like been beat to heck, you kind of have to pop them sometimes, you know. But this one, it's like it starts up real good. So I like it. It's just not going to replace anything for me. So I'm not going to get any more.
And the price point is the step up, right?
Yeah.
Going all the way to $16 to $18.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're in the 10 to 12, right?
Yeah, it's $9.
$9. There you go. Mm-hmm. I mean, going from 5 from the OG to 9, it's not a bad.
I think doable.
Yeah.
I think, for the
Fly Fox says
guy person.
I'm sorry, Jermaine. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I just think that's a good price point for the average person. You know, it's tough out here nowadays, especially, you know. So just, you know, sometimes getting the higher end stuff it hits you.
Not everybody has a point system at work that allows them to go get Bass Pro Shop gift cards.
That's it. You know, look, you gotta work the avenues you got in life. You know, all man of opportunity.
Every advantage, take it. Fly Fox. Yeah. Okay. Some people say it works very close to the jackhammer. Not quite a jackhammer, but awesome. Hey, not quite a jackhammer for a $9 price point. I'll take LBF? Not quite. Yeah. LBF. Yep. What's LBF? Lucky? No.
I don't know what LBF is. I know I have the website where you can get jackhammers for $9 too. So I just buy the jackhammers regardless.
Yeah, I forgot that. I'm a bozo.
I've sent you the link like 30 times.
We're not gonna talk about that, Brendan.
What happened? Is it over?
He has a
Is the
link.
deal over?
No, it's still going. Last I checked, it's a Japan website.
Yeah, you buy them from Japan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Oh, look what Tom
going
Mix
with.
said in there at 10:08 p.m.
Land big fish.
Oh, land big fish. That's what it is. LBF.
So that apparently didn't work. Z-Man also went after the guys who had assembled home on your own.
Dang. I didn't realize
I'm telling
that
you,
was
man.
a problem.
I have a friend who owns his own like tackle company,
Mhm.
and it is like cutthroat.
Oh yeah.
Cutthroat. You'd be surprised.
Man. I mean, it's a small industry, so it makes sense to be kind of cutthroat, I guess you could say.
Oh, you got to protect your brand, right? If you have,
Yes, they do.
No, they do make a tungsten one. I don't buy the tungsten ones, but yeah.
It's got to be a different sound, which is like interesting.
I bet it does. I kind of want to get some,
Or definitely try it. It's got to be like, I feel like it might be like kind of like down the alley of the stealth, or it's a different sound. And I think I said this before too. Don't sleep on the stealth. A lot of people, I feel like, write it off or just like
the clear blade. Is that what you're talking about?
Stealth blade jackhammer.
Yeah, I see them on sale all the time because no one's buying them.
I caught a 5 on it. So
there you go.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, yeah, it was like I think it was a 5.2, 5.3, but for around here, that's
a donkey around here.
Ludley.
Frank's
What's
here.
the nuance of the plastic?
Oh, the Evo's a tungsten head. Is it?
No, it's lead.
No.
Here,
Let me get someone confirm.
Let me get one.
Everyone's on their computer.
Oh, and they also have glitter on the blade. That's what I was gonna say.
I hate the glitter on the blade.
You hate it? Why?
Goodness. It weighs the blade more. So it weighs the blade down a little bit more, doesn't let it thump as fast.
You talk about glitter weighing the blade down?
Well, it's got paint all over it. It's got glitter all over it. You'd be surprised, and it's got a clear coat over it. So all that, you would be surprised at how much of a difference it makes.
All right. I'll give you that.
Brendan's a bait connoisseur.
No, I've noticed. Yeah, he's going down to like the grams. Hey, it's the little things that matter. So I can appreciate someone who hones in his craft.
Yeah, I love Andy. And guess what? I stocked up on them. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, and Ollie's. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's where they were.
I don't even have Ollie's around here. And I called somebody and was like, yo, send me them.
Go buy all the stealth blades for $7.99. Send them my way.
This way. I got 4.
Right, I'm going to cut the paint off of this. Yeah, it's lead. You can see. I don't know if you can see that here.
Oh, how do I make you?
Oh, that was nice. You got a
there
nice
you go,
camera.
Right there. You can see this. Yeah, Canon M50. It's pretty solid. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh,
Sly Fox, you're right.
So that is in fact lead because I was able to cut it.
Oh, okay, it's lead. All right.
Yep, it is lead. But yeah, these are the modifications I do to it. Thin the skirt out good, and then you got to cut off the keeper.
Hey, that little fork tail looks familiar. Someone may have sent me something in the mail recently. Did you pour those?
No, I did not actually. These are Zoom split tails. Best chatterbait trailer and spinnerbait trailer I've ever used. It's my favorite thing ever.
Jolly.
Yes.
A couple of people said
everybody don't like. No one likes it.
Yeah.
Dang, all right. I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was a nice little touch.
It's kind of cool. I mean, let's talk about the paint for a second because I just did research on this. When you spray paint, you're talking about 1/1000th of an inch, right? I mean, it will affect it, but we're like splitting hairs here, aren't we?
Yeah, probably. It probably doesn't make a big enough difference to the fish, but to me, I guess maybe, I don't know. That's just the way I think about it.
No, that's the beauty of it because
you've got paint, you've got clear coat, and you've got glitter.
Look at it. Too easy said it comes off.
Yeah, it comes off anyway.
It has it, but it's kind of garbage. No, I hear you. Yeah. I can't tell you, like this past week, my wife's been like, I've never thought in a million years my husband would be buying so much glitter. I got like 4 or 5 containers of glitter coming through the mail for all my soft ply. I got black fleck. I got holographic.
And you've got all the different sizes and everything.
Oh
like,
yeah, I got
11. This is
hilarious.
Dude, I spilled. So you know that powder that I sent you? I spilled one of those jars all over my hands whenever I was packing those. So I had it everywhere. I mean, like it was a nightmare.
So I got some molds off of Brendan this past week, and he sent me some other goodies in there. Part of it was this was like a powder. Oh, there it is. There's a stealth. This was a powder that was color shift, right?
Yep.
Where did you get color shift powder from?
So bait chucking online. So that's bait chucking. It's actually 8-bit baits. So it's the number 8-bit baits. He sells color shift powders, and I was like testing them for him, like prototyping, I guess you could say, for him. So his powders are extremely good. So they shift from 3 different colors. Well, I think the ones I sent you shift from 2 different colors. I can't remember what I sent you, but one of those is just to dip your car, just plain like purple pearl, and the others are from him. So they're phenomenal colors. And they also do not burn up in your plastic, which is the big thing.
All right. So that's something I have not yet gone to yet. What do you mean by burn up in your plastic?
Like so same thing with your glitter.
So fine. It's too hot and it kind of curls in. What?
Yeah. Same thing with your glitter too. Like actual like fleck and glitter. That stuff. If you get it too hot, or if you eventually it'll burn up and it'll stiffen your plastic a ton. It also discolors it. It makes it smell bad. It might catch on fire if you burn it or put it in the microwave for too long. But those powders, some of them, if they're cheaper, if you reheat them too many times, it's going to thicken your plastic, make it super stiff, change the colors a little bit. Probably going to turn like a brown. So those colors, they do not. I've yet to burn them up and everything. So they're killer.
Nice. Jermaine, you got to get into this bait making stuff. I'm having world's worst fishing on my podcast on in 2 weeks.
Oh,
that guy is awesome. A magician.
I'm not doing it.
Oh, you will. Just wait.
Like I said, I want to do it, but if I do it, so number one, I live in an apartment right now, so I can't do it. I don't have a garage.
Okay, that's smart.
So yeah, because I'm not gonna try to kill me and my girlfriend.
He sent me a bunch of his stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh heck yeah.
These things are awesome.
Number two, if I do it, I'm only gonna do like Senkos.
I know what you're saying.
Beavers, craws. I'm not doing it. I promise.
Okay, mark this day. Everybody listening in, mark this day.
All right.
The day Jermaine said, I'm only going to do 2 molds.
I'm not 3.
I'm never going to do anything else.
5 max.
It went from 2 to 5, and we've only been talking for 20 seconds.
Oh, I want to talk about this.
And then he's going to want to tie skirts, and then he's going to want to do jigs.
Jigs, yeah. And then you get like to where I'm at.
No,
right?
because I'm not doing the lead. I'll kill myself. No, I'm not doing it.
The lead is safer than the plastic.
No.
Oh, I had a buddy who sent me a photo. It's like, hey, wear your gloves. And he had his like the plastic gun on his hand. And it was like,
dude, that's horrible.
It ripped up his skin. And then I was like, bro, what happened? He's like, yeah, I posted it on this Facebook group, and someone wrote me back, and that guy had dropped his plastisol, and it shot up into his face.
Oh,
and like stuck to his face and like melted his face.
Wow.
You got to be careful with that. Man, stuff's $350 and it doesn't come off, right? When
yeah, no, I'm not doing it.
Yikes.
There'll be a day you'll be world's worst fishing times 2. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Nope.
You know what's even worse than the actual like burning is the fumes. Like some people like it hits them like 30 years down the road. Like they've melted like baits or whatever, and they've sniffed the stuff.
That stuff gnarly.
If you don't wear a respirator or you don't have like ventilation and stuff, dude.
My wife's a woodworker, and she's like, "Hey, wear my respirator," and I don't smell a thing when I wear that thing. And trust me, I'm even doing it in my garage.
Yeah,
and it is gnarly. Hey, Little Rich said he'll give you the do it mold he won on Debo's stream.
No,
Little Rich, which one did you get?
I'm good.
What mold?
Jermaine, I'll send you some molds too and some colors and stuff. Let's get this rolling. I'll send you a couple gallons of plastic.
He's gonna be out in his parking lot in the back of his trunk, like mixing up molds
with a mask and a suit.
Mask and a suit. They're gonna be calling the police. Like, what? This guy's like cooking meth out of the back of his truck.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's a jig mold. There you go. See, I don't want to get into the lead stuff.
Oh, really? You don't like it?
I've never tried it. And
Okay.
I'm already like deep into the soft plastics.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not doing this, y'all. Y'all get
it's fun. You create it's good. It's a money saver.
So how about this? I want one of y'all to get some hybrid jigs. That's the only thing I want that I've ever. That's the only mold I've ever seen. And I was like, okay, I want it.
Mm-hmm.
Is the hybrid jig mold from Doing Molds?
Is it better than anything else out there?
No,
if it is,
it's not crazy. And the only reason I want it is because when they displayed it, they displayed it with the big neon green eyes, and it was a black head, big neon green eyes, and I was just like, oh, that looks sick. Nothing crazy about it. It just looked good to me.
Yeah. Well, you go buy it.
I was just like, no, I'm good. And now I have I think Debo sent me some, and I had them for a year, and I still haven't thrown them. So
you need to throw those things.
I know someone in the stream who has great skirts. I could get into jig fishing since I love.
Oh, I know somebody in here who has good skirts.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I think
who in here is creating sick jigs?
Hold on, I'm gonna show you off.
I just bought some from Beast Coast, which I'm pretty excited about. They kind of look like high techs, which I'm also.
And this is a little older too, so he probably got better. It's a perch.
Ooh, I like it.
Shout out to my boy Malone. He sent me
he makes some good ones.
Back. Yeah, this is the perch. I asked him for the perch, and he seems like here's my twist on it. But yeah, this is a this is a naked head chatterbait. So I just bought the head, and then I literally just made my own chatterbait. It's a perch.
They're gonna come after you. You said you made your own chatterbait.
No, I bought theirs.
He's not selling it. He's not selling it.
They're scraping. They're scraping the internet, and they're gonna find you. Cease and desist is on the way.
And then it's got that what is that? The kamikaze crawl in the back.
Mm-hmm. Kamikaze swim on.
Yeah. Kamikaze swim on. Yeah, I said kamikaze crawl, but this thing is a hitter.
You like those?
I want to go fishing so bad. I hold baits right now, and I go into like a trance, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so crazy.
You can see it.
I am a crackhead for fishing.
Somebody clip that for us.
Mainstream jigs. I like that.
Right?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, if you guys been to, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this because there's a huge like copycat market out there for lures. You ever been to bug molds on eBay?
No,
I don't think I have. The name sounds familiar.
Everybody's like going over to bug molds right on eBay right now. Hey, can you share the screen and head over there? We'll take a look.
I'm heading over there right now.
This is any bait that you use soft plastics. They have copied it into a mold that you can buy. A CNC milled mold. And it's crazy. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't feel anything.
Bandito bugs.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Bellow
all these things that you're like, oh, I recognize that. I recognize that. Yeah. I recognize that. And they're literally calling it, right? The ghillie.
Wow.
And they're all coming out of Ukraine.
Look at this.
That's nuts.
It is pages and pages and
this
pages.
Is wild.
Everyone else is like Ukraine. Everyone else.
No, I'm not buying any.
From Russia, from Ukraine. Yeah, it's little.
Hey, there's Yam. You can buy yourself one of those.
Wow, Frank, there it is.
I love that Yamatanuki.
Frank.
That's the juice, man.
It's the last one. You better pick your size and get it.
$30 because
the last one. Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's
but wild. Yeah. I love how when I said that, everybody else is like Ukraine, Russia. Y'all been there. Y'all they're all getting them shipped right now as we speak. Mm-hmm. Y'all getting a bunch of lawsuits on this stream.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. This guy's going fishing Thursday.
Thursday.
Heck yeah.
Frank's talking smack.
I'm actually having some molds custom milled.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, so there
What
is
website was that again?
For what? What was he talking about?
What website was that
eBay
again?
bug molds. That's the
eBay
website.
bug molds.
There you
But
go.
yeah, there's a discontinued bait that I really want that I haven't been able to find any on the World Wide Web. So
Mhm.
I'm having some molds custom milled. So
do you have like an in with someone who's a CNC operator to get that done?
Mhm.
Because that
Yeah.
process is money.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
big money if you go for
I've got a
nothing
buddy doing
something.
it for me.
That's a good buddy to have.
That's for sure. But
It'd be nice to have.
it's going to be pretty sweet.
mold.
How many molds do you own?
Me?
No, and we know you.
Oh,
One and counting.
I don't know.
0.
Let's see. I probably have 9 or 10 aluminum molds, and then easily like 100 plus silicone molds that I've made.
Oh dang.
So somewhere around there.
Dang. Yeah, you're like
But-
next level. He's like, I'm just gonna start milling.
Where's the
again
bait
because
maker?
There's nothing out there.
He's like a legit. He has a freaking company.
I know he does.
Yeah.
I'm having him on. We're gonna talk about it. I'm
We're
excited
gonna-
about that.
I'm excited too. I love talking about that stuff. Heck, we're talking about it right now. Let's get me excited.
Take a deep dive.
Yeah.
I know.
Deep
Let's
dive
do
on
it.
He
Milling
knows that's
your
what
old
goes in.
mold.
I think that's how I
Actually-
met this guy. Is him nerding out on. I was like, whoa, this kid knows what he's talking about.
What are you milling?
CNC milling aluminum.
Yeah, but what are you
I
going for?
cannot show that at the moment.
Okay.
So
had to
all I can
ask.
say it is a larger bait, but it is still conventional sized. So it's on the bigger side of conventional sized baits.
All right.
So that's all I'm
You
going to say.
gave a little
about it.
hint, folks. Now you can
I
just
will
in
not be
comment.
selling these. I will
Oh,
give
you
some
want?
out to
You're not
friends.
selling them?
No, it's somebody else designed it. I'm not going to take credit for that and sell them.
Got it.
just
Oh
for
yeah, you
personal
told me it's
use.
discontinued. Got it. I
Mhm.
understand. All
Yeah.
right, gotcha.
Yeah. I just wanted to fish it because I can't find it anymore. So I just want to fish them.
All right, I appreciate
That's
that.
the reason. But yes, Angling AI makes some solid molds. Them and Epic Bait molds. I actually got to meet Jason and Amanda down at ICAST this year. They're awesome people, and they make some good molds. So
AI. I keep getting in my Facebook feed angling AI molds like
Yeah.
every single second I scroll.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
they're pushing it hard.
they are. Now that
Yeah.
we're talking about it, it's going to show up in everybody's Facebook feed.
Yeah. So
Probably.
Oh, they're out of Jackson, Michigan. All right, I didn't know that.
hmm
I need to get like in with a company so I can like, because molds are expensive. I can't take much more of a deep dive right now.
Yes.
do it.
I'm like searching like Facebook Marketplace. They're still expensive. You're not
Yeah.
getting them like much of a discount because
Mhm.
they're the exact same thing as when they bought them. It's not like it lost value.
That's exactly right.
Hmm.
Yeah. So let's go over this. I kind of wanted to ask you and a bunch of the guests this question right here. Ever since it turned 2024, once the new year started, what are 3 things, or maybe just 1 or 2 things, that you learned in 2023 that you didn't know before, like at the beginning of 2023? And they could be, I don't know, little things or extremely important things. I should
Good
say.
question.
Jermaine, are you going first? Sorry, that's
Yeah,
Red Vinya's
you're
outdoor
giving
comment.
time to think.
Yeah, I can go first.
Yes, it's the most
That's
expensive.
my favorite comment.
It's a good one right there. I like that.
so what did I
Oh,
learn?
man.
I learned that you can't fish the way that you always want to fish when there's money on the line and it's a tournament. That's for sure.
Mhm.
And I learned that you have to slow down.
Mm.
Yeah. Slowing down is important a lot.
Yeah.
You might think you're going slow it down just a little bit more
Yeah.
until you go, oh man, this feels almost uncomfortably slow for this application. And then you might get a few more bites.
Yeah. And slowing down, like mentally, like as your process of thinking and fishing?
I'm
Like
mostly
physically?
talking about speed of your reel and
Okay,
action.
so you're actually like
It's like
physically like
literally
okay,
like
yeah,
like I've
yeah.
literally had to like, okay, Jermaine, slow. I'll
Yeah.
be like talking to myself, slow, slow. Like instead of pulling your rod up like that, like slow,
Painfully
slow,
slow, like it hurts.
slow.
Yeah.
Drag the Ned. Drag the Ned, Jermaine. Okay. I like count how long it takes to touch my face. I'm weird like that. I'll like wait like 1, 2. I'll do like 6 or 7 seconds and be like, okay, you're slowing
Mhm,
down. All right, cool. And sure enough, I got 3 bites doing that. You get to
mhm.
that, oh, and you're like, okay, there you go. It's working. All right, there we go. But you don't realize that when you're really pulling it, you're moving it too fast and they're just trailing it. They're just trailing it and they're going, okay, well, when it stops, I'm going to kill it. You never stopped it. So I don't know. That's what I learned. Slow down.
Nice.
A
Very
couple things I've learned. One is I feel like I built confidence. I feel like I was a better angler than I thought I was. And how I determined that was I did the knucklehead. And I'm not talking about the Gunnersville thing. I'm talking about like sustained. I actually signed up for my own tournaments to fish alongside of everybody else who's fishing. Just be like, okay, here it is. I've been doing a YouTube channel for 3 years now. I've been fishing just about all my life. Am I any good? And so started fishing along everyone else. I was like, okay, I put up in between 90 and 96 and a half inches for 4 months straight. It's like, all right, I'm not bad. That's pretty dang good for Ohio.
Mhm.
And then I go down to Gunnersville. Had a good few days down there. So like, all right, I'm not just some hack on YouTube that sometimes you feel like, right? So build up a little confidence this past year. What else did I learn?
Yeah, I can say the same. I like that.
Yeah. Let me see. I had a couple other things. I should have wrote them down because I was like, oh, I got 3. I'll go. And I just remembered one.
One's good.
Oh, I learned
That's
to
pretty good.
like, if you're a content creator and you're out there, it's real easy to get caught up with like growth. And you almost like
Mhm,
forget to have fun. Right.
mhm.
Especially those who are trying to do this like full time.
Yeah.
And so just having some measured expectations that rarely happens fast anymore. It maybe
Mhm,
did 8-9 years ago, but you could really get into it and like not have fun. And so
mhm.
really enjoy the community that you've built. Take time to respond. Just hang out like we're hanging out right now and just enjoy the camaraderie versus just
Yeah.
the growth mentality. More subs, more views, more money. And it was just been a lot more enjoyable when you kind of sit back and do that.
Yeah.
So that was another thing for me. Just chill out, enjoy the ride. What else do I got?
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, that was fun.
Because
That
sometimes
was
you
fun
get
for
caught up
me.
in the flow, like in the work. Like you're like, go, 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 go.
Yeah,
And you're like, all
bro.
right, I need more subs. I need more subs. I need more
Create.
views, everything like that.
Yeah,
Like it's like,
Gotta
yeah.
make sure you
Yeah. I
have
mean, I guess that's the whole world right now. Kind of like you get caught up in all that, you know?
it is, and it's tough not to,
Yeah. Yeah.
because some people believe that's where their credibility comes from. Just
Mhm,
enjoy the group of people who you just get. I mean, I recognize a lot of the names over here because they're of my
mhm.
channel too. I just love conversing. I was like, you know what? I need to stop worrying about the money and stop worrying about the sponsors and stop worrying about subs, which is a vanity metric in itself, anyways, and really just
Mhm.
focus on people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that has made it so much more enjoyable. And it wasn't always like that. It's really just this past year that I kind
Mhm,
of framed my mindset and worldview around what is my YouTube channel going to be and what am I going to make out of it. And so that's been helpful. Another thing, the third thing, here it is. I remember now. Third thing that I learned is I love tournament fishing more than I thought I would. When I
Oh
first got into
yeah.
the knucklehead thing, I was like,
Oh
Chad,
yeah.
I'm not sure I'm going to like this. I'll try it out, but I'm afraid it's going to ruin fishing for me because I was just afraid that I would just like, okay, I'm gonna go out there and it feels like it's a job now. But now I don't want to go fishing without putting something on the board, right? And so I can go out one morning, if I put a 1/2 inch on the board, I'm like, yeah, heck yeah, that felt good.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's just something to work toward. And I'm not like, for me, I have the mentality of, I have the 1% rule. I just want to be 1% better than I was the last time I was out. Not 1% better than some other content creator, a really great fisherman or great angler. Just myself is the only competition that I'm working against. So if I can just go out and be 1% better at something that I'm doing or learning a different skill set or a lure or a retrieve that I haven't tried out, sometimes I'll force myself to do that because I only take one pull with that particular setup. It's like, I'm going to learn this thing freaking this morning in 3 hours because I have no other choice than to keep throwing this until I dial it in. And so I actually fell in love with tournament fishing. So I plan on doing that a little bit more in 2024.
Heck yeah. It's awesome, guys. Sweet.
I'm curious what everyone else has to say.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking at the comments. I'm like,
yeah, that's what I was just doing.
But I think for me, it was, I would say the biggest thing I learned probably that was pretty important to me that I've just now at the end of the year kind of realized is it's not about the baits. You know, a bait is just because you buy this bait doesn't mean it's going to catch you your big fish, you know? So I've been recently downsizing like an absurd amount. So, but I think that's one of the bigger things I've learned. And also fish behavior. It's another thing. How big fish position themselves on the lake and around cover, especially at specific places on the lake. Like how there's a certain set of trees, like cypress trees that I fish, and you have to line up just right. And there's always a big fish sitting there because it's a good quality spot on the lake. You know, those fish, that's a prime spot where bait is able to come through. The bass are hidden and protected, but they're also hidden from the prey so they can run out and snatch them and then dart back in there and sit into there so that way an osprey or something doesn't get them, you know? So those are my things I should say.
I love it.
All the memories I catch.
I learned that if you hit the continuous button by accident while trolling motor is stowed, it will melt faster than a snowball in hell. Sounds like an expensive mistake, Michael. Oh,
man, that does not sound too good.
Oh, I just put a trolling motor on my kayak.
Ooh, how
so
fast does it go?
I don't know yet because it's ice up here, and so I have a pedal kayak. I will never go back to paddle once I have a pedal. The reason I got it, I still plan on pedal fishing a lot. That's just how it's like second nature for me now. So once I get to a spot, motor's off and I'm back to pedaling. But there are some larger lakes up here that I can never get to the back side of them because I typically just have the time to fish a morning. And so the only time I was able to fish it, which I had my buddy, Bowfin Junkie, he has a, what is it? Basically has one of those autopilot things. So he mother shipped me out to the other side of the lake and we just hammered him. So like, I gotta get a motor to get me out there. So I got an NK 180 and it fits perfectly on my Bonafide P127. And so I just did the install video. It's coming out Saturday. But man, I am so pumped just to kind of hammer down and go. And here's another reason why. In the spring, there is a spot on this lake that I love to fish, and they are there, and they're always there. And there's these two other old men who have boats that just hammer down to the spot in the morning. And it doesn't matter how fast I pedal, because the paddle launch and their boat launch, they could see me from a mile away and just hammer down in their motors. Not this year, gentlemen. I'm going to get up a little bit early and I'm going to hammer down on my motor and I'll be on your spot because it's not enough room for like two boats. It's just a room for one. If you're in the spot, you're going to get them that morning, but I can never beat them out. I'm going to beat them out this year.
Nice. You're going to get them. You're going to get them.
Cooler Lit AP120 asked me, are you still making your own batteries? I thought about making my own 24 volts, 50 amp hour battery. And then it just started getting like out of control. My brother's an engineer, so we can make just about anything we want. But I was thinking, okay, when I started doing the math on it, you're not saving a whole lot of money from getting what's out there right now. To be completely honest with you, I was like, okay, I can buy the BMS, the battery management system. I can buy the cells. I can put it all together. But it's only a really great video if you can like shave $200 off of $500 battery, and the margins were too low. And I was like, I'm not going to go through the effort when it's not going to provide value to anybody, including myself. So I thought about it, did the math, decided to kind of pull out on that.
Interesting. I didn't know you were trying to make batteries. That's cool. That's like
cool.
super interesting.
It was fascinating. There's some guys out there where I think something Roy Prowse or something like Will Prowse, and he like will get companies send him battery. He'll rip the battery apart and be like, "Oh, this thing's actually a nice battery. Oh, this thing's a piece of garbage, and they're selling it for this." It's fascinating, super fascinating. Man. And Sly Fox is right. You got to set your motor trim, so whenever the motor kicks in and it kind of flexes your plastic, it's completely 9 degrees. So, anyways,
me too, Diggs. And you got a question? Wendell, have you fished Miami whitewater?
I don't even know what that is. So the answer is no. Help me out. Where's that at, Tweezy?
Let's see. Hey, we got some questions started.
Oh, I got a question for you. I have one question for you that I want to talk to you about.
What's that?
Talk to me about your wacky setup and like what you're throwing, how you throw it, because I know you do damage with it.
I do, and I get
because you're the wacky guy. Dayton, I think.
Dayton. Oh, I'm like 3 hours from Dayton.
Oh, okay. So you probably don't do that then.
Yeah. So Ohio is like the heartbeat of America. So I mean, it's just big. So it's hard. Yeah. I love it. Wacky worm. Yeah, yes. I get people clown on me all the time because I like fishing the wacky because I slay on the thing, and I just don't catch numbers. Like it catches pigs around me. I mean 5-6 pound bass on freaking wacky rig. And I love the Senko. Like I'll use the Yamamoto all day long, but I rip through about 500 a season, so it gets expensive. Not anymore, but typically when I run out, I'll use those for like my really nice areas that I know I want to pick up some large bass, but I just use a 28-cent Yum Dinger everywhere else. And that's what actually I caught my personal best, 6 pounds, 8 ounces, 23 inches at Gunnersville on, was a freaking green pumpkin Yum Dinger. So I see the wacky as there's really no wrong way to throw it. I like skipping the thing a lot. It skips really well. I use it as a target strategy. And so I'm very particular with how I utilize it. So it's not, when I throw it, I think of 5 feet, like concentric circles. And so I'll throw it out. I'll pause 3 or 4 seconds, see if they hit it. A lot of times they will. Then I'll go pop, 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 pause. And I'll do that 5 times. I won't do it 6 because on the 6th time I'm reeling it in and I'm going for another target strategy. And I think 5 feet out. So I'm like throwing this at increments of about 10 feet because I'm going to pull in any of the bass within that 5-foot concentric circle through that popping back to me. Okay. And it just worked. I think I use an octopus hook, 1/0 from Gamakatsu. I know a lot of guys are like, oh, it's too small. It just works.
I just switched the hook I used.
It works for me. And you can use larger hooks. I'm not saying you're not going to catch bass on it. I don't like rubber rings. Oh, there you go. I don't like weed guards. I go straight just to the inside of the clitellum. That's where I always hook it. I usually hook straight to plastic, and I'll lose them. It's just the way it is. But I don't like
the band.
I don't like the band. I don't like the hook being perpendicular with the worm. And I know there's VMC crossovers and you can double ring it. And there's a lot of things you can put, clear wrap around it, heat shrink it. You can put black electrical tape. There's a lot of ways to keep those. Yeah. Keep those worms lasting longer. I just prefer just going straight through the worm. And that's just kind of how I fish it. And so that's what I did at Gunnersville. I skipped that mother as far as I could under those docks. And
so that's one thing I want to talk to you about. You got that on a spinning rod. How the hell did you get that fish out from underneath the dock?
I pulled them out all the time. I probably lost 5 because they go left and they go right, and they catch me on the pylon and pop me off. Yeah, I don't know. I just
because that's the only thing I could think about.
Work them out.
The first thing he said was he skipped it all the way up under the dock. So it bit probably underneath the dock. How the hell did it not? So you just
they all bit under the dock. I horse them out. Pretty good. I have Impulse. It's their finesse rig, spinning rig, and it gets them out when I need to get them out. Okay. But yeah, I mean, if I see it going right, you see a lot of my shorts. Some of the shorts coming out now are some of the pulls from underneath these docks at Gunnersville. And if I see it running right, I mean, I'm pulling hard left, so it doesn't wrap me up around a pylon and break me off. And so
interesting.
Yeah.
What kind of rod are you using for the end line? I'm interested.
For the what?
For the wacky rig to get these things out of the dock.
The rods?
Mm-hmm. The rod and the line.
The line I only use.
Or I should say the action of the rod, action power, and all that.
I believe it's a medium power, fast action spinning finesse rod for drop shot and kind of weightless worms. It's an Impulse energy rod. I use primarily Impulse for all of them. It's their lower end rod, so it's like $150 rod. But man, I love that thing. I've got hundreds of fish on it. The line, I typically only use one type of line, which is going to be the InvisX from Seagar. And it's always 8 pounds. That's the only thing I have hooked up. 8 pound test.
8 pounds. Woo!
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do it.
Just my spinning rod. I mean, I break out my bait caster. It's all 17 pound fluoro on. Then you can horse them out from under there. And I was pulling some out with some jigs. I was skipping some jigs under there. It just was not performing at Gunnersville like the wacky worm was. Some of those docks where I was fishing on one side of the culvert, other side of the lake, it was 2 feet, foot. You go to the other side, it was 8 feet. So I really had to let those things literally fall 10 seconds all the way to the bottom. Then that's when they'd snatch them up. So I had to be really patient.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I was doing that. Maybe I was. See, this is where my slow down thing. I don't think I was that patient. I don't think I was letting it hit the bottom.
See, I was in my spot the day before. I pre-fished my area. No one was there, by the way, on pre-fishing day. The next day, there's 15 of the 75 anglers launching at that boat, the same boat lodge that I was. I'm trying to find. Let me find this spinning rod here on Impulse's website. I'll give you the exact here. Energy spinning rods.
Have you ever heard of Big Game, Berkeley Big Game? Are you a big game guy?
I don't think I've ever heard of it, to be honest with you.
Wow, you just broke his heart.
Wow.
Berkeley Big Game? Cringed. What is it? Help me out.
20 pound mono.
Wow. No, it's not 20. It can be any pound you want. So it's
Brandon only uses 20 pound mono.
So
mono?
Yeah. I don't use anything under 20 pound for monofilament, but I don't use fluorocarbon anymore. It breaks way too easy. Big Game, it doesn't break at all. You can sit there with a handsaw on the dang thing and you can saw on it. It doesn't break. But I'm fishing around like crazy heavy cover. So
all right, that makes sense.
And I don't have like any clear water, so it doesn't even matter for me.
Oh yeah, at that point you can run braid. Who cares? You can see it.
Yeah.
So it's the Energy Series 7-foot drop shot finesse spinning rod. It's a medium power fast action. Yep. So
gotcha.
Right there. And these things are light. I mean, the rod weight on that's 4.4 ounces. That's why I love them. I fish these things all day long. All their rods are freaking light. Holy crap. And when you do it hour after hour after hour, a light rod is legit. What are you laughing at? Are people over here?
Then you outdoors, some guys out in BT use Berkeley Big Game on with toast.
Dude, it's the cheapest stuff ever.
Oh my god.
It's like $3 for a giant spool of it.
Yeah.
I just spool it up like every week. I just re-spool the reels. It's just it's the best thing ever. It's got the best amount of stretch.
How often do you re-spool?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, usually a couple times as I run out of line throughout the season, I'll do a complete re-spool of everything here in the spring. I took everything off and I
Yeah.
greased and oiled everything. But I run straight fluoro on just about everything.
Wow.
And I don't fish non-natural colors in my baits.
Okay.
Typically green pumpkin, black and blue, any type of variation of bluegill colors if it calls for it. But
You
I
don't fish
do not.
methylate?
Huh?
Methylate? You don't fish methylate?
No.
No, there's no
Wow.
need for that.
So
Methylate's crazy. Methylate's like pink.
no, I
It's
don't
like
do
pink, orange, and red.
chartreuse. Don't do
It's
any
like,
of this stuff.
is it like, I don't know what you want to call it. It's like highlighter, pink, red, and yellow all together.
It's amazing.
Almost.
I mean, I think the things that like come out of these bait makers are like sick. They look amazing,
Mhm.
but I've had so much success on green pumpkin and variations of that green pumpkin and black and blue
Mhm.
jigs. Like until I start coming up short, there's no reason for me to try out different colors.
I'm the
Yeah.
complete opposite. I love new colors.
If it isn't broke, don't fix it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I had the best season of my entire life, and it was stupid. It was literally the stupidest season I've ever had. And so I just, I mean, I'll play around with it, but I don't. This is not what I do full time, right? So
Mhm.
I go out on the weekend. I'm a weekend warrior like everybody else, and so I don't necessarily want to go out and try something out
Yeah.
new, unless it's a bait that I'm like, okay, I just want to dial this in. But I don't do that with colors.
Hmm.
But who knows?
Interesting.
I let my daughters mix up some weird color, and I cooked it for them and poured some bait mold. So we'll see. But it's still just a light green, right? It still kind of falls
a
baby
natural
bass.
kind of color.
I'm gonna throw that in clear water. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but I don't
It's
get
just better
crazy.
fish.
Yellows, neons.
Yeah.
You won't see that in my tackle box.
Man, it's crazy. Well, I guess you're not fishing very many like dirty water places, like with 2 inches of visibility, are you?
I'm not. There's a lot of clear water up here in Ohio. When I go to Pennsylvania, it's super clear water.
Yeah.
When I go southern Ohio, super clear water. And so maybe that's
I
why.
Yeah, that's probably.
Wait a minute. Isn't the Susquehanna in Pennsylvania?
It's MPA, yeah.
How far is that from you?
I fish tributaries of Susquehanna when I go out to Central PA, I believe. I think that's the river that runs through there. It's sick smallmouth fishing.
Yeah, that's why I wonder like 2-3 hours from you?
It takes about 3 hours to get to no cell phone land, where you're in the mountains and you're
Okay.
wading the rivers and just popping. I mean, I'm not kidding. I went there for 3 days. I think I caught 175 smallmouth.
Okay.
Some of the holes were just like sick. Just
Mike, Binya, do you hear this? So I got a tournament at yeah. There he is.
there you go.
We got the tournament for the adventure series. We're going out there.
Ooh.
We should come meet you before and set something up, because 3 hours is nothing. I'll drive. I'm off Thursday night, or I'm off Thursday. I'll drive 3 hours when I get out of work. I'll meet you. I'll be ready. I'll sleep in my car and be ready in the morning.
There we go.
My air mattress is right here.
So that river, that's a massive river. Where's that adventure series taking place?
I have no idea. I didn't start mapping. I'll be out there all week. There you go.
I'm gonna look up.
Mike's the brains of the operation. So I'm kind of gonna start mapping it when we get a little bit closer, but Susky has some nice looking places. Yeah. There's excuse me, there's the first one.
I'm trying to find a map here.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at a map. Let me how do you even spell it?
SUSQUEHANNA. So
there it is.
It goes all the way over to like Harrisburg, right? How far does it go west? That's what I want to know.
Map. Is it going to show the whole thing?
Oh yeah, there it is. So it starts in North Cumberland, goes up through Williamsport, Lock Haven.
Yeah.
Heading west to Clearfield. It's 120 miles. Yeah, that's a long.
It's a long river.
That's a long river.
Yeah,
You
I'm
guys got to
down.
float the whole thing?
I fish a lot of the tributaries that go into the Susquehanna because I'm not in my kayak. And so I'm out there in a lot of the fingers where you can just wade across the entire thing almost, but loaded.
It's pretty cool.
Mainstream, it's only 26 hours from
Yeah, I'm
Texas.
reading the same one.
Let's go.
Jesus, 20. That's I don't know. I can't do more than what I did for Gunnersville.
If I did this full time, I'd drive everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
independently
True.
wealthy. I'd
That's
just sleep in
true.
a truck all day. Yeah,
That's
I don't
true.
care. 24 hours, no sleep. Tournament.
Honestly, I would just get one of those like nice air mattresses that was like legit, and I'm good.
Yeah, if you got a truck, you can like trick out like a bed and all that stuff in the back. You can do this whole
Yeah.
tiny
Put the meal
camper
on top of
thing.
it.
See,
I
that would
would
be
just
the
buy
life,
like a
wouldn't
little
it?
trailer camper.
Yeah.
That
I was
would be
actually
the
looking
life.
at one on a Facebook Marketplace. Some guy had one for like $1,000, but it was like from the 60s or 70s.
You better check you better check everything out on that one.
No, I was like, I'm not doing it, but
Yeah, the project and a half.
yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be worse
But at
than
the end of the day, my thing is all you need is the netting to work, and then like you can put the air mattress in there. It had like a little, I don't know.
Dude, those things can get like those.
It's a rolling
mini-
tent,
Those things
essentially. It was.
expensive.
Yeah,
Expensive.
yeah.
Nathan's in here. My man,
Yeah,
I go
just sleep
fishing
in the
with him
Renegade.
around here.
My girl
You
has a
fish with
Renegade.
him? You fish with
Illuminathan?
him? Yeah.
Yeah.
No way. Look at that.
Wow, that's dope. Cool.
He's like an hour down the road from me. We go fishing a ton
Oh, that's
around
awesome.
here.
What? That's dope. He's always been around.
Yeah,
Yeah, Nathan's like one of the OGs. He's into all the JDM stuff too.
dude, that man
He
is
knows
like,
his stuff.
he's got the sickness. He knows all the baits too. That man, like, if you see pictures of his like downstairs, it's like a tackle shop, like a
I could
legit
believe it.
tackle shop. I got like 9 boxes of jigs. He showed me. It's like, and those, it's like I haven't even gone out to my garage yet. The man has an addiction.
Oh man.
And I can't wait to go over there someday and just, if I stole something, he wouldn't even know it's gone. That's what I'm so excited about.
You could steal 4 boxes of jigs.
Right, Nathan?
I'm not that bad yet, but I'm getting there. As y'all can, I'm getting there. One is a pegboard, but
I know he's into all the Jackal stuff. Jackal has some cool baits, that's for sure.
Yep. He's a generous guy too. Every time I'm like, hey, let me try that. It's like, here, sure, here you go. He's like, what brand do you want? He's got 16 of the same things. Yeah, it's a sickness, but it's a good one. Yep, I hear you, man.
Yeah. It could be a lot worse.
Were you thinking about getting a native this spring?
No.
Oh, yeah, you were looking at a kayak the last time we were talking.
It fell through. So
it was a Facebook
those
deal,
of y'all
right?
who don't know, it was one of the guys who went to the Knucklehead. So for those of y'all who don't know, guy hit me up, amazing deal on a native Slayer, and I told him because he shot me a message like a week before Christmas, 2 weeks before Christmas, and I was just like, yo, I can't give you like $1,500 right now. So
what was it?
It was a native Slayer 120. Amazing deal, really good deal. But I just told him, I was like, look, I can't do that right now, so I'm still in the market. And I told him the first day, I'm a salesman. I sell cars. Those of you who don't know, I told him right away, if someone comes to you with the money, do it.
Yeah,
do it. And he texts me, he goes, yo, I'm sorry, this guy's coming to look at it tomorrow. I don't think he's gonna buy it because he's a new fisherman, but he might do it. And then he texted me the next day and was like, he did it. And I'm like, it's all right, bro. Sucks. Look, was I hurt? Yeah, it sucks. I was like, damn. Number one, I'm more about the camaraderie with everything. And we were going to plan a trip to meet halfway and go fishing and then part ways. I was more excited for that trip and to like, oh, wow, I'm going to get to document a whole trip of me going to get my kayak.
Oh, yeah.
And then go fish it for the first time in a different state where I'm not from, and then bring it home and then go crazy. But I'll get mine. I'm not worried. It'll be fun.
Bucktail says the sun is still for sale, and he's referencing a kayak that we're both looking at. It's a bona fide P127, but it's in their Venom color, which looks like the sun. It's so bright. It's crazy, but it's for a sick deal right now. It's like $1,500 for a barely used P127, which run like $3K MSRP. So the deals are out there right now. It's just if it was within an hour of me, I would have bought it simply because I know I could have resold it and made about $500,000 on it.
Yeah.
But being it's 3 hours away, I don't have time
I'm
to
still saving up.
travel out there. Oh, it's $2K.
Whoa.
Bucktail, there's one around me for $1,500.
That's another thing I was gonna ask you. Talk to me about your kayak. What do you got? Because I hear I feel like you have like a off-brand.
A bona fide?
I mean, I feel like you hear about everything else more. I don't hear about anyone fishing out of a bona fide.
Chad,
I'm not no shot, and that's not a shot at you.
No, it's fine. I mean, you got Hoover and Fluke Master. Yeah, you got Hoover and Fluke Master running bona fides.
Okay.
I had a Native Slayer Propel 10. That was my entry level.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'll try bona fide. I got in that thing. It's one of the most underrated pedal kayaks on the market today.
See, there you go. That's where I was leaning at. I feel like it's same like you just said. I feel like it's so underrated. I hear you raving about yours.
I cannot believe more this hasn't. And I've talked to like people who own shops. I cannot believe it has not sold more. This, especially, here's what it's good for. If you like fishing like lakes and ponds, and you're fishing like in a half day, like a 500-acre lake, you can get all around that thing in a full day. Like 750 acre lake, 1,000-acre lake. This thing, it's stable. It's got a lot of room. It's got the pedal drive. It tracks incredibly well. Of course, when you got a 12-foot 7 kayak, it's not going to turn as well, but it doesn't do bad on turning. I just put an NK 180 on it. It didn't need any extra motor mount. It's actually built for a stern mounted motor. I just love that freaking thing. Actually, Illuminathan has one. He has a P127. We both go out. We run both of our P127s.
Hey, you're making me think.
It's soft. The seat is super comfy. Man, it is. I cannot believe more people don't run it. I don't understand it. Everyone's like Old Town pedal kayaks and this pedal kayaks.
That's kind of what I started leaning towards Old Town.
And maybe there just aren't enough like dealers or dealers are around. Like, Old Town's been around for a long time, but I'm telling you what, because the the P127, it basically took Native's propel drive that they have got the kinks out of for an entire decade, and they put that motor on the bona fide P127. And so the bona fide kayaks are awesome, built tough, super thick. I mean, it's not a flimsy piece of crap. And then they put a sick motor on it that is a tried and true motor with a propel drive. And man, it's freaking awesome. If I pedal down on this thing, I can get it to go like 4 or 5 miles an hour. It's sick. And I got mine on Facebook Marketplace for, I think it was $2,000. I could literally go drive 3 hours and get one for $1,500. Are you freaking kidding me? The drives alone are $1,000. Like, I don't understand.
It's a lot.
What is going on?
Yeah, I think almost every drive is $1,000 though.
Yeah, Nathan had said there's hardly any bona fide dealers in the north and northeast, and yeah, that might be it. That might be why you don't hear about it. But
yeah, because I never hear about it.
That
kind of makes me want one more that less people have it.
They make a sick ride.
You know what drive is free?
Shut up.
These ones right here. Arms. You can use your arms.
Never.
You use your arms and fish at the same time.
I skip the paddle, and respect to those who do it. And I understand it.
Now, and I hate it.
It's more expensive to do the pedal drive. I get it. Not everyone can do it. So, but if you're like into it, and you're like, okay, I'm tired of this paddle thing. I don't know. I can't tell you what you're going to fall in love with. I fell in love with pedal drive, and I will never go back. Now, I do have a little throw and go that is paddle for when I go pond hopping and stuff like that. So, but I realize how much I hate it when the wind blows more than 2 miles an hour.
You know what I had for like in the summer or for like pond hopping or like going in little creeks and stuff, is an inflatable paddleboard.
There you go.
That was the best $150 I ever spent, because you can stick your legs over the side and you can kick it and you can spin it around. You can hold your position in the wind, and you can also use your feet as power poles. So if you're in shallow water, you can just stick them in the ground. It's amazing. It's super stable. You can carry a bunch of stuff on it. It's like incredible what you can do with that. It's pretty wild. The only issue is we have gators. So
that's issues. Have you guys ever
Nope.
done
Never
any
been on paddleboard.
what I'm thinking about?
Yeah, thank
Float
you.
tubing? You guys
I have not.
why don't I know why you haven't, but have you ever done any float tubing, or anybody listening in?
I have not.
That is like a ton of fun.
Really?
To be honest with you. Yeah, you sit in it. I got a Fish Cat 4 from Outcast.
And you get dragged around the lake?
Huh?
Essentially?
Say that again?
Behind the boat and you get dragged.
No. This is like you put fins on and you just kick yourself around, and you're sitting in this float tube, your legs are dangling in the water, and it's just a slower way, more relaxing way of fishing. Those places where you really can't, or like when I'm traveling, I can't carry a 10-foot, 12-foot kayak with me. And this comes in like a bag. And so when I travel for work, I bring this thing with me, and I can go out and fish anywhere in these lakes. This pump, I got a little pump. It takes me like 20 pumps per side, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
It's like a thing around your waist. Are you talking about?
Can you look up a Fish Cat 5?
Yeah,
so everyone's like, what are you
here.
talking about? From Outcast. You know what I'm talking about. It used to be really big.
I think I know what you're talking about. Once I see it, I'm gonna be like, oh.
A lot of people in Europe use them.
Do they?
Yeah, for carp. For that.
Okay. Right? Yeah. I thought about doing that for a second.
They could be a lot.
One of my boys has an inflatable kayak, and he's got like a really nice one. It's like $800.
Oh wow!
It's like hard, it's got like a hull, like you can stand in it. It's pretty legit. So I was gonna get one of those for a second, and like I was like sold. Like, okay, I'm doing this. It'll fit in my car. I can deflate it.
Yep.
And then I talked to this lady, and she was like, like people are gonna make fun of you for blowing that thing up. Like we make fun of people who don't have like real kayaks.
Who's this lady, by the way?
That's right. So this lady was buying a car for me, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I kayak, so I need to put my car on my kayak." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to get an inflatable. I'm gonna be one of y'all." And she like looked at me and was like,
"You're not one of us.
You're not one of us, honey." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Yeah, we make fun of those people that pump, that using that stupid pumps to blow up. Those aren't real kayakers." I was like, "Yeah, I wasn't really serious about getting one of those. I was just thinking about it."
Texas Huntsman, this lady,
backed off it quick, and kind of ever since then, I've been like, "Yeah, I got to get a real kayak. If this freaking 5'4" older lady is ragging on me."
Where do you put your kayak? You said you got an apartment. Where do you put your kayak?
Right now it's outside, which is not good. I know.
That's like the cardinal sin.
I know.
It's probably sitting on its bottom. You got all kinds of weight in there.
No. It's upside down, but
okay, you got it up on its gunnels somewhere.
Yeah,
aren't you afraid someone's gonna take it?
No, it's in my brother's backyard, but
got it.
I didn't mean to. It kind of happened, and then it snowed, and then I kind of like, oh, I forgot to put it in the garage. So
I get that same thing when I leave the boat plug in my boat and it rains.
Yeah.
Like, oh shoot! I'm gonna have to reach my arm like
now. It's kind of is what it is, but
I did a video top 3 most underrated fishing kayaks. I did it in collaboration with the Bearded Paddler and with Jameson Redding, Road Trip Angler. Mm-hmm. So I did one, which is the P127, and then I believe the Bearded Paddler did the New Canoe Flint for like a paddle kayak. But Jameson did the NRS Cuda, which is an inflatable kayak. It looks pretty sick, to be completely honest with you. I was like, all right, I could probably get behind that.
Yeah.
That looked interesting. For sure.
No, but I definitely want to go. If you want to go, let's go. I'm down.
He wants to go. Trust me. Man,
Cayuga's crazy.
sleeps, drinks, fishing.
Cayuga's crazy. I've heard good things about it. I mean, GB fished up there, Greg Blanchard. So honestly, I told my girl, that's the only way I would move up north is if we move to the Finger Lakes area. I'll move up north. I'm not going to more cold unless you take me to like some of the best fishing in the country.
I'm looking this up.
And I think that a lot of people would say some of the best fishing in the country is just in that area. You get the Finger Lakes, you get I think you get quicker access to the St. Lawrence.
Mm-hmm. Can you use a kayak on the St. Lawrence?
I mean,
efficiently?
you can, but I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, you probably need a boat.
You probably need a boat. But I mean, at the end of the day, there's like bays.
That's true.
Like you go, I know, like I think everybody knows that Bassmaster Klausik was born out of Chalmont Bay. So I mean, I'd go to Chalmont Bay. Like that's already a spot. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that and saying it wrong, but
Let's see how far it is for me.
5 hours if you're next to Illuminathan. That's not bad. But the Finger Lakes, yeah, is amazing.
Seneca, yep, 5 hours, 11 minutes. Look at you, like know where I live or something?
No, Illuminathan just put it in the chat.
Oh, he did. Oh, well, there you go. I'm over here looking.
But if you look at the lakes, it literally looks like someo's hand.
Yeah.
It looks like God went like this.
It looks like God scratched his fingernails.
God just went like, okay. Yeah. Right in New York. God smacked New York even back then. But
the problem for me to get there, I have to go and pass some of my other favorite fishing. And
it'll be worth it.
PA.
It'll be worth it.
Those are massive lakes, man. They're huge.
Yeah.
You would need
That's
like a
week.
week.
Only way I could move up north. So if you go down to New York City, and then like go across that river and then up a little bit, that's where I'm at.
Okay. What's even more fun, Jermaine, is fishing in Florida because you can fish all year round. So that's where you should move.
Chad Hoover called me today, and he was like, we're talking about podcasts and whatnot. He's like, to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have started a podcast if I lived down where you live, because I started a podcast in October because I'm going to go, 4 months with ice, and I want to continue to talk about it. If I lived where you lived, I probably wouldn't have started one because I'd be out fishing instead of doing the freaking podcast, which I love. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had an interesting conversation around podcasts and stuff like that.
I'll be real with y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Those Monday nights when I realize, I'm getting out of work at 8, I'm getting out of work and I can't go fishing because I got to be home to get on a live stream, I get mad. I love y'all, but I'm tight. I'm like, dang, I was gonna go fish for an hour. But if I go fish for an hour, I get out at 7, it's going to be like a tight squeeze. Like, and then I got to drive home 40 minutes. So I'm probably not going to make it on time. I guess I just got to go home. Oh my God. So whack, bro.
You should just go live from the water. That would
be
cool. Oh, there you go.
Get like a hotspot set.
Yeah, but then I got to stay for the whole live stream.
Into the night. That's not a bad deal.
Because then I'm sitting here. I'm going to be sitting in my car until 11, 12. Fresh out of work, not eating anything.
No. Sunflower seeds.
Yeah, right.
Anybody else like me? Like, I feel like I can fish on nothing for hours. Like, I'll wake up, have a cup of coffee, and I'll get home at like 3 and be like, I'm good. I didn't need to eat. Just getting in the way of me potentially catching fish.
Nothing hits you until you hit the car.
No, nothing. Yeah. And then you're like, I want to eat. Nothing hits you.
You touch it. I'm telling you, you start the car, get right out the boat ramp, and you're like, you're like, oh my God, I'm like, weak.
Taco Bell, here we come.
What's wrong with me?
Just one bad decision after the next.
Yes.
Chick-fil-A is on the way to one of my favorite lakes. Ooh. So I just stop there every single time, and I am so happy. It's like the best thing ever.
Nathan, I did get it hooked up, and
I'm excited to see that too.
I shared a short on it, I think yesterday, but the install goes out on Saturday, like at 10 a.m. So showed you how I hooked up. The beauty about that is that you don't need like a custom plate like on some kayaks you need, because they already have it like milled out perfectly for the NK180, which I got for a sick deal on Black Friday because those motors usually run $999. I think I got it for $800. And then if you're like a Prime member, you get an extra 5% off. So you're getting the thing for like, and then sometimes depending when you're on Amazon and buying something, it's like, oh, we'll give you an extra 6% off if you take it like a couple days later. And it was Christmas. And so I went on there and I saw it. I was like, oh, I'm going to get this. I'm going to talk to my wife real fast. And then a couple hours later, went back on, that deal was gone. I was like, crap.
Oh,
so then I was like, oh, let me see if if they put it back on. And I noticed that if you wait till the evening to make your order, a lot of times they'll offer you like 5 or 6% off. So that's a big deal when you're buying a motor. So I think I end up getting the motor for like $700 when it's all said and done.
It's not bad at all. Like the $1,000 motor you said?
Yeah, it's $1,000 motor. Yeah, I mean, there's the NK180, the NK300, which is their newest motor. It has a lot more horsepower. It's just like too much for me.
That's the same one I think I was looking at, but that's what everyone. I think that's the one. Everyone in my tournament club, my kayak club has a tournament club. Jesus,
it's a classic motor. It's the nuance to it is that it takes a 24 volt. It's a 24 volt system, so your batteries are going to be more expensive than your 12 volt systems, and so typically,
it takes smaller batteries.
No, it takes more expensive batteries.
Oh,
so it's going to be a 50 amp hour. You'll be able to run around for like if you do it full throttle for a little over 2 hours. But when are you going full throttle for 2 hours? So it's going to last you your day. You can bring it home and charge it.
Yeah.
It's the LiFePO4, your lithium phosphate iron batteries. And so although more expensive than your lead acid, you actually can charge the thing like 5 times more. It's like you'll get in between 1,000 to 2,500 cycles on the lithium phosphate, where your lead acid batteries, you might only get like 500. And so it's interesting. They are lighter, which is nice, especially when you're kayak fishing, than your lead acid. And so they're a solid battery. But those things, spend $400 on that. You get your lithium chargers. If you get a nice one that's actually rated for the specs on your battery, those things could be $100. So your battery and your chargers are going to be another $500,000. Yeah, depending on the type you get. And if you go like Dakota Lithium, you're looking at you're going to spend more on the battery and charger than you will the motor.
Yeah,
so it's a deep dark rabbit hole.
That's the other thing about getting into the motor and everything. It's like you said, it's scary. You get into it because like I want to get I know you don't really need too much to get the fish finder and everything going. That's not too bad.
I got a little Nocra Pro battery kit that runs that all day.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I was thinking about getting one of those too. Those aren't too bad. Those are like what, $150?
Yeah,
that's the big one.
Yeah, it's the I forget what it is. I sent a ton of my videos. But yeah, you just hook it up.
Yeah,
I run like a 9-inch binder on it, and it runs. So if you start getting into your bigger screens, you might need a little bit more power. But what is it? 10 amp hour?
Yeah, I think they have a 10 and like a 25 or something like that.
Yeah, I think I got the 10 or 12 or whatever it is.
Yeah, like I think the most expensive one that they have is like $189.
Yep,
somewhere like like 150 or something. It's not bad. But I was thinking about that. Go faster. Somewhere there's illuminate. I noticed lithium batteries go faster in the cold, but overall last lighter and longer and lighter. I think the lighter thing is the biggest thing for kayak anglers.
It is. I think so. I mean, you're like I think it's like 30% lighter, which is pretty significant. So
yeah,
I think my 24 volt 50 amp hour, I think I end up with a Roy Powell battery. It's like 33 pounds. If you go lead acid, those things are going to be like 44, 45. Yeah.
I was picking up the ones at Bass Pro Shops, and I grabbed both my hands on the lithium one, and I go, whoa, just to see how light it was, and it like flipped me back. I was like, whoa, this thing's so light. I was just like, what in the world?
You're like planted your heels for it.
I know, yeah. I was like ready for it. I was like, all right, it can't be this much lighter, but it was. I was just like, dang.
Yeah,
my buddy's actually trying to. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. I chose like there's so many companies out there, and now that I have the reach that I do with the channel, like they reach out I get companies that reach out all the freaking time, especially battery companies from China. Like a lot of them, like lead time and this and that. And I finally I usually never enter into a relationship with these companies that reach out to me. I don't sell a whole lot on my channel. I don't need it to make a whole lot of money. But sorry, I'm reading this from Binya. So actually, I was like, all right, I'll try out this one from Roy Pal. So I entered that into kind of agreement like that, and I did the whole thing with the YouTube video. It's going to show that it's sponsored. Did it all right, but yeah, so far so good. I like what I'm seeing. It's so real easy,
Nice,
packaged nicely. I'm going to put it into a battery box, the Newport Vessel battery box. If you've ever seen those, it's actually rated for 12 volt, but I'm going to do a modification so I created some step downs in there so you can actually use the 12 volt system with the 24 volt battery and still run like your GoPro batteries from it, but you got to modify it and do a step down for it. So that's coming soon. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's pretty cool.
I'm not smart enough to know all this stuff. I call my brother, who's a mechanical engineer, and he's the one who's like, he opens it up. He's like, oh yeah, you gotta do this, and this. Like I start taking wires apart, I'll never put them back together. So
yeah,
he's gonna be in that video explaining all the things.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be cool. I like it.
Oh,
what's that?
I think we'll might end it on this one.
Ooh, the juice.
Any thoughts of the devil?
Obviously, there's a lot of controversy out there on forward-facing sonar, and Chad and I were actually talking about this today. He's like, the thing that not a lot of people are talking about is that, like, when he was saying how he was watching people when they turn on their forward-facing sonar, it's like, oh, this fish is running away and this fish is going over here, we're gonna chase them, and like it's getting to the point where fish are pretty sensitive. And I believe that forward-facing sonar, when it first came out, was people could slay. I mean, like slay. I think fish are finally catching on to that vibration from that pulse. And, after a few times of getting ripped in the lips, every time you hear that pulse rolling around the corner and the closer it gets to you, I think it's just going to get harder and harder for that to really perform for you. Well, I'm not like for it. I'm not against it. I just can't afford it, to be completely honest with you. I mean, if I was independently wealthy, would I have it on my kayak? Yeah. Absolutely. And what I'd want to use it for, to be completely honest with you, as someone who loves to learn and loves to teach through his channel, what would be more fascinating to me than just like locating a fish, throwing a bait out, and ripping its lip would be to study how fish behave with certain baits, and see oh, when I throw this out, I get these fish to come up and they turn away, right? And that's going to signal to me, okay, now I know that they're there, and I'm going to come back later and I'm going to throw, this. I was talking with Tyler Berger from Bass Fishing HQ. He's like, I'm going to come back a couple hours later and throw a big worm down there. And so you don't know necessarily what's going on under the water, but now you do. And so you're able to really just dial in your craft even more. So when you don't have forward-facing sonar, you can start taking in those contexts and taking in those clues, really making yourself a better angler over time. And so I'm not so excited about like the whole spotlighting fish or video game fishing or staring down the screen and doing that. That's not what I'm interested in. I would love to learn what they're doing down there to make myself a better angler. So I don't know. Will I get it? I mean, I have a Garmin UHD 92 SV. It has Panoptics built into it. All I have to do is buy another $1,500. I could probably have. Yeah. I could have it. I could have.
That's what my guy said who just got it. He spent like $1,500 on, and then he said another $1,000. I think on the transducer or something like that.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
I'm not. It might be one of those things like tournament fishing. I'd be like, oh, I'm not sure. I think it might ruin it for me, and I might end up loving it, or it actually might ruin it for me. To a degree, I don't like looking at a screen all day. And it's about the fishing, and I love catching fish, but there's also something, if you're always looking down the screen, I'm missing the bald eagles, and I'm missing this, and I'm missing the beauty of where I'm at and how this de-stresses me from work and how this is like my peaceful place, and it just becomes another screen in my life. I don't need more screens in my life to stare into for hours. I got plenty of those. I got my phone, I got my computers, I got YouTube. And although I have a Garmin UHD, I don't look at it all the time. I'm usually just trying to identify where in that lake. So when I come back in the future, I got my milk run, right? I can know where I'm going to go, but I'm not staring at that bad boy. But yeah, I think it'd be a great learning tool. Some of my friends have it. I love going fishing with them. They're like, oh, they're sitting over here. I was great. And I'll throw, shaky head down there and boom. Yep, there it is, Dave. I'm with you right there. And I think they're actually just going to become less and less effective
Yep.
as time goes on for like the target and catch type of strategy with it. I really do, but we'll see. And then what was Chad was talking about something today where it'll start like tracking them. So if the bass move, active track or something like that,
Ooh, that's
you can
interesting.
follow them, follow the school when it's moving. There's like that
Yeah, no.
technology is coming out. So I don't know. And then I really believe that, we're going to be looking at, and I see a lot of people sharing about it down in the comments, AI integrated with these
hmm
technologies.
So I did it already just to have fun.
Okay, tell me what you did.
Chat GPT.
Yeah.
And for those of y'all who have not played with AI, the number one rule I'll give you with playing with AI, get stupid specific. Like, and your jaw will drop. Like, I'm going fishing tomorrow on this date. The air temperature is this. The water is 4-foot visibility. It just rained. What lure should I throw? You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
It'll spit out like 3-4 answers.
It's crazy.
I mean, there's
I did it.
right
I was
now.
just like, I just wonder. And I'm just like, I wonder how good this damn thing is. I'm going fishing tomorrow at Rockland Lake in Rockland County. It rained last night, and it rained last night for 3 hours. What lure should I throw? And it told me throw a spinnerbait higher in the water column, drag a jig around in black and blue, and I'm like, damn, that's that's what I was going to do.
There's going to be a day.
So how long, it's like we all got Apple Watches on, we all got Hey Siri, how long is it until it's in your Garmin?
Mark my word.
Hey Garmin. How long until Hey Garmin or Hey Hummingbird?
Yeah. I think it's right around the corner, to be honest with you. I think it'll be, if you have the money and you're independently wealthy, or that's where you invest all your money, you can literally hop on your boat and say, take me to the fish. And it'll aggregate all the catches that come off of Fish Brain and that they were caught yesterday and the biggest fish. And they'll aggregate all this data and the tournaments that were won on different lakes and what lures they caught. There's already apps for that. It'll be a point where take me where the fish are. And it literally would take you to the GPS location of historically over the last 6 years, the biggest fish and then the most fish were caught in this area of this lake.
We have those already.
And so it's just a matter of time because you don't even have to think anymore.
So my boy sent me a video, and there's an underwater drone. You can get a camera. You control it from your phone. So you can literally drop it in your home lake and just.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
I don't like where this is going. I just want to get out there. I want to go see a bird come down from the middle of the air and just smack a fish. Like, I want to see that. I want the mystery of not knowing if I'm going to be able to figure out the fish.
I'm so double-sided on both sides.
Me. But I love like forward-facing sonar. That's awesome. That's cool. Use it. I'm not going to be able to afford it. And once I be like maybe years down the road when I'm able to afford it, there's going to be something else out. Something else there that's going to be like light years ahead of forward-facing sonar. You're going to be able to literally see what the fish is. I don't know. It's like the AquaView kind of deal. Like they're going to have that, but sonar or something. I don't know, but yeah.
But in the same breath, and we'll end on this. My dad always says too, that big old fiberglass thing scanning them is not Santa Claus, and it's not dropping presents down.
Mm-hmm.
Bass have been around longer than us. They're gonna adapt. There's going to come a point in time where the forward-facing sonar game is probably not going to matter. How long do you think until the fish start to realize, well, if I go into 4 feet of water, I don't hear that noise?
Right. Oh, they're already noticing it.
Yeah,
Rick was talking about it.
Exactly. How long until they go, oh, wait, well, that noise isn't over here. That's not hard. Yeah. Mice do it when you have freaking mice trap, those little sonar joints at work environments, like in the shop, they have them in the back, and there's no more mice anymore. because the mice go, okay, well, I'm not going over there. That noise is annoying. Oh, well, every time that the bass do it, every time I go over there in the 20-foot deep of water, I get my jaw jacked. But when I go sit under a mat in 4 feet of water, I get to see one bloopy thing every 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to go deal with the bloopy things instead of dealing with the scanny thing, and then 6 things come down that I can't say no to one of them. All right. Like, they're going to adapt. So that's my little story on that.
I agree. They'll adapt, and then we'll adapt, and they'll adapt, and then we'll adapt, and all these companies along the way will make
how it
a
goes.
crap ton of money.
They're all going to make money off of us. A jerk bait's still going to work. The green pumpkin.
My 27-inch gum dinger is still going to slay.
Gonna work.
Still going to slay.
Brendan making his big baits, and his baits are still going to work, and we're all still going to be arguing about whatever the hell is still the damn best. But
this was interesting. You're getting ready to close this down, but elimination pros are using forward-facing to flip docks, like just to see what's under there. My goodness.
Yeah, that's the crappy game.
Yeah,
that's the crappy game. To see what's up under the dock.
I fish areas where I don't get a lot of pressure from like pros, right? So, but I understand if you're on the lakes to get like high pressure and everybody's using this stuff, it's gonna be like Dig Work says, it really will be mind blowing what the next 5 years look like.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting.
I don't love it where it's heading. I'm more of like, I'm not like team block it or anything, but I love the mystery of it. But that's just me personally. So I don't fish for money. I'm not out there I don't have to make a living on it. So I understand why you would do it. Every advantage. But anyways.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make people don't yell at me. Fishing is like, it's somewhat like politics. We argue with each other about things that don't affect our social class. And I will leave that at that. Because a lot of this stuff that we argue about with forward-facing sonar, I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't think anybody in this chat will ever get it. I don't think anybody here or anybody in this chat is ever going to get it. Because that is such a long shot for me. I'm not going to get it. So the fact that people argue about that and they scream about it to each other, it's like, it's above our pay grade. So why are we even getting upset and even talking about it? They're not talking about it, but like, there's no reason to get upset or even get worked up about it because, like I said, I don't think any of us will probably even have it anytime soon. So,
no, I hear you. I was like, I think it'd be cool to have it. I just can't.
Yeah, it's amazing to have it.
Are we really going to close this down with 8 minutes short of 2 hours?
So we just stay on for the 8.
You got people coming in like for the first time. This is crazy. Oh, look, Digworks is actually getting it. I'll be using it for more than just fishing. What are you going to use it for other than fishing? You know, like scanning for like. Oh, I've been watching this guy on TikTok, and it's like Adventures with Purpose, I think it's called. Do you guys ever see this?
Never heard of it.
It's this guy that has his own YouTube channel, and what he does is he goes around and solves these unsolved missing person cases where he believes that they went off like a bridge and the car's underwater. So he'll take his boats out and be like, okay, they're driving from here to here, and this guardrail wasn't here back 30 years ago, and he'll find all these cars with the people still in it, and then he'll be talking to the police, talking with the family, and he's found like a significant amount around the country, like over 100.
That's crazy.
And some of these are like 20 to 30-year-old cold cases. And sometimes within like 10 minutes, it's like, we found it. There's a car down there. There's actually 2 cars down there. So they send divers down and they start ripping up like the license plates or pieces of the car and try to determine or see if anybody's in it. And one was crazy. Sorry, I'm getting all jacked up here. One was he's like, oh yeah, it's you'll know where the car is because whoever put the pylons in for this dock rammed the pylon straight through the engine block. What? How did you not know you're going through a car? Nonetheless, Adventures with Purpose. The annoying thing is they take like one video and put it on TikTok. It's like 19 videos, and it's really hard to track like the order of it all. But it is kind of It's very interesting. And all the money that they get from YouTube, they go and travel to the next place and solve these unsolved missing persons. Grandpa has been gone for 30 years and no one had closure on it. No one knows what happened to him.
That's nuts.
It is fascinating.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's pretty interesting right there.
But yeah, hey, it's been a good show. Thanks for having me on. This is good.
Yeah, man. Thanks for hopping on.
We're all over the place. We're on baits.
Yeah.
We're facing sonar. Grandpa's
That's usually how it
missing.
goes here.
Oh,
We got all over.
I think it's all just like anything else, you know, there's a time and place for it. But so like one of my boys is a recruiter, and I think that like if he has to write the same general statement 100 times in a day, I think that AI is great. There's no reason why you should have to like just handwrite that or type it out the same thing over and 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 over. When it's repetitive, you know, it's just BS that you're just doing just because it's just a part of your job.
Yeah.
But like when you use it to the point where you're like, you take you out of it, you take your sauce out of it, then I feel like that's where it's like a little too much. But
so I use it for my YouTube channel to write my descriptions. I don't have time. I'm not a really great writer. So like podcasts, I'll be like, write a 3-sentence description for the podcast titled
That's so cool.
Best Spring.
I don't think anything's wrong with
and
that.
then boom, it writes it out. I adjust it real quick. I don't have time or the brain power or the skill set to write well. I could barely talk well.
Yeah, my description's
so it rips it out very, very quickly. So if you're looking for a little hack and you don't want to spend time writing all that stuff out, it'll do it for you in a hot second. And it's pulling in all the keywords too.
Yeah.
So AI is kind of sick in that way. I also use it at work. I'm not a really great writer, and so if I'm responding to a really important email, I'll write the email, and then I'll go into ChatGPT and say, make this sound professional, and I type in the copy that I just wrote.
Yeah.
It will blow your freaking mind.
Yeah, I've done that.
Like, I'm the smartest guy in the freaking room right now.
Yeah.
I look like it.
Yeah.
I did it today.
Then you hand them the report there, and they're like,
and
"Did you write this?"
I have to dumb it down a little bit. Like, I don't use those words. But I'm telling you what, man, if you want to sound, if you're especially in your email with like a lot of people, if you want to sound like the smartest guy in the room, make this sound professional. Type in your janky email, and it will come out with something beautiful.
That's pretty crazy.
But all AI is really just the amalgamation of a bunch of other people's thoughts and ideas.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. It's just
quick access to it.
Yeah, they're just pulling it. They pulled this person's thought, this person's thought, this person's thought, and they just.
And the only difference between ChatGPT and Google Bard is like Google Bard is live. And then ChatGPT is updated like once a week or something like that.
Oh, I didn't realize Bard was live.
Bard is live information.
Like real time.
Real time, yep.
So
real time
something could happen in the news.
Yeah.
ChatGPT wouldn't know about it.
They won't pick up on it for a couple of days. They're probably still on it. I don't think ChatGPT is that slow, you know.
Well,
I don't think that's slow. But
I was reading on ChatGPT that they said something to the degree of like if it didn't happen in the last 3 months, it may not pick up on it. So
okay, there you go. Maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe it's a little slower then, because that's what my boy told me. He goes, Google Bard is live, and ChatGPT is at least a week or two back. And I was like, oh, okay.
Do you use it for anything else?
I used it for my description, like for like LinkedIn. I used it to make my like about me look a little bit better. A resume.
Oh heck yeah! Cover letters and like recommendation letters.
It's beautiful.
My wife was getting ready to do one. She's like, I really don't want to.
Yeah, and once again, like I tell everyone, be very specific. Say, hi, I'm doing this. I'm this position. I'm applying for this position. Put it all in there and hit enter, and you're gonna be like, "Holy smokes, Batman!" Because it starts to get freaky with you. So,
you want to know a little secret? I'm gonna let a secret out. I never told anybody yet. When AI first came out, and I'm like, could this thing write a video script?
It can.
It did. I did the video, and no one noticed. I
Wow.
literally did a video, and if you went through all my videos, you would not be able to tell which one was written by a robot and which ones I wrote. I didn't like it. I just wanted to see if anybody would be like, and I had to go in and dial it in a little bit because like that's not true. They're pulling that, and that's not true about fishing, and that's no. So I had to dial it in a little bit, but for the most part, it wrote me a script that was pretty legit and was pulling in some thoughts and ideas. So sometimes whenever I'm doing my research, that's part of it, right? So I'm going, AI, share with me the top 50 reasons why this doesn't happen in fishing. And I'll read through all of them because it's essentially doing a Google search for me and it's finding all this stuff. So instead of me clicking through 50 articles, it's pulling all these articles into a bite-size pieces for me to pull and be like, oh, that's a good angle. Let me go research that some more or add my own thoughts to that that I would have never have known about or found through a simple Google search. So it's interesting in that way. Nathan's laughing at me. Nathan, guess which video it was. That's the it was a long time ago. I don't do it anymore.
That's your challenge.
AI, man. Bring your wild and crazy. Hey, we made it in 2 hours.
That's it.
Free Senkos for anyone who can find it.
I think so.
6 hours. I did one 6 hours with, I think it was TK.
6
That was
hours?
6 with 2K?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I know you guys, that one with TK, you guys did an hour and a half with me. I hit the end, or 2 hours with me, I think, and I hit the end button by mistake. Brendan made another stream, started it back up, and they kept going.
TK is a good friend of mine. We go everywhere.
Yeah, so
I love that dude.
But I got to go to sleep. I got to get my butt up.
It's almost midnight. What are we doing?
Darren, thank you for your time. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thanks for hopping on.
Appreciate you.
Oh, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Thanks. And everybody else who stuck through listening to us. It was fun. I had fun tonight.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. It's always a blast.
Always fun chit-chatting. And then tomorrow night, if you guys want to talk big baits, I'll be on Serious Angler podcast, I think, later.
Oh,
I'm not sure. It's like the second part of the show. And then I think next week I'm going on again. So I don't know. Figuring that out. But yeah. So you guys want to come.
Back to back.
Yeah. Well, all right, everybody.
So
next week, we'll holla at y'all again.
Yes. Next week, I don't think we'll have a guest, will we? I think it's just us.
I think so. I think it's just us for once. For the first time of the new year.
I know. It's crazy.
The idea was just me and Brendan.
I know. We're going to have to figure out a cool topic to talk about.
Maybe we'll give something away. And I'll actually send it out. So, on that note, y'all.
Appreciate you guys. I'll see you.
See you guys. Thanks.